Hello and welcome back. This episode is going to be primarily focusing on our base slash town area here. 1.18 is just a few days away right now, and there are a couple things I wanted to finish up here before the version update comes out. Several months ago at this point, my daughter and I tore down a whole lot of our town and left the structures that we wanted, and we built up a couple other things that we knew we new things we wanted to keep and new things we wanted to build. But we removed all of our paths and tore down some of the old buildings, some of the original villager buildings that were here. And I want to. We have a couple things planned. There's going to be a museum area over here. This is our original town that we first stayed in, and our mine that goes down there when we first started playing on this world. And then I have this building over here, which is going to go away, and I have a large project that's going to be replacing this in the near future. But I actually have to wait for 1.18 for that because the changes to how easy it is to get copper or how much copper you get just makes it changes it from like I have to mine like 600 copper ore instead of like 3,000 copper ore or something like that. I ran the numbers and it's just not possible or not. There's no reason why I wouldn't wait other than being impatient. Uh, aw. I love the foxes hang out underneath our artificial tree here. Yeah, so a couple things I'm gonna do around the town. I'm gonna make some paths through everything, some a little bit more organic than the sharp angled paths that we had at other places, and I'm gonna connect everything up. I'm going to finish the arboretum over here, our little greenhouse, which I haven't shown off at all. This was something my wife and I made. She wanted to design this, and so we kind of did it together. But it's very heavily inspired off of Grian's barge from season 7 Hermitcraft, but it's got a little kind of biome diorama for some of our favorite biomes we recreated in each one of the little areas, and then has a little spot for some crops in the middle. But I need to string up the entire roof so snow doesn't cover everything. I did some of it, but I ran out of string, so I have to go get some more string, and then I can kind of finish that up. And I also haven't shown anybody our inn here. My daughter designed this and did all the interior. I kind of helped out with the exterior stuff, but it has an old picture of our what our town looked like. So these were all the paths that we had. There was a barn here, old cemetery. Our old nether portal was here. A bunch of stuff, kind of how it changed before we removed everything. So we kept this just for posterity. But my daughter has rooms up in all of these. The allium room. They're all themed rooms and everything. They all look great. The orchid room. But that's where some of our villagers stay. But for the path, I wanted to also talk about a little bit of block palette, I guess, and how I go things, or how making a block palette works for me. And I actually have a whole world that I made to help me with that. Are you guys meeting in here? Oh no, it's almost nighttime. this this is another reason why we have to do things, because this is our current setup for where our villagers are sleeping. I'm gonna go sleep, but I'm gonna go over to a different creative world with a to design the palette I'm gonna use for the paths. See you there. All right, so if you haven't seen this before, this is a 3D palette world. It means I have everything organized by color. Well, I guess just one second. There. now everything's arranged by color. So I have like black is down in this corner, red is over in this corner, blue is over here, green is up this way, white is up here. You can see all the neutral colors kind of running down through the middle here. And I've made a little video on this, but I really haven't gone in depth on this. But I'm using the average color to kind of place it in space here. Not really important right now. But for the dirt block that I have in my hand, I decided I'm going to use dirt blocks in the snow path. And so I'm trying to look for blocks that are similar in color that I might want to try to use in the build. So, and the path blocks change color based on the other blocks that are around them. They have this property. I've already kind of picked out my blocks before I started recording. But path blocks, you know, they have this edge here and it becomes darker if it's a full block. If it's not a full block, like upside down stairs, then apparently it stays solid color. I did like two little tricks like here. I didn't know that it was based on like solid blocks next to it. I guess that makes sense, but I never really thought about it. But so this is kind of what I'm thinking about using for the block palette. This is a dirt path, and then just kind of making like dirty snow, kind of gravel things around it. I might use some stripped wood and some mushroom blocks next to it. I haven't really decided. It might be just kind of, you know, situational. One thing that's nice about the diorite is I can do slabs of that, so I might be able to do a little bit more texture on changes in elevation with that. But these are the blocks I'm gonna try to use. I have to go. I just realized that I actually have to go farm a bunch of these because I don't have a lot of calcite and I don't have a lot of mushroom stem. But I'm gonna go farm that stuff, and then we'll go back to the survival world and try to finish this stuff up. So the pathways are completed, but I didn't get everything done before 1.18 came out. It came out today as of recording this, and I still have a couple more days of work to get to be done with what I wanted to get done. I go down and look at the paths here. Something I've been trying to work on is I don't like how the village was like just like a build, like all these little builds, and they weren't really tied together like anyway. And so I'm trying to use these pathways, and I'm going to be doing adding some other buildings, smaller village little buildings in here to try to hopefully tie like everything together. But for right now, this is what I have the path. I still have some work to do. Like really bothers me. I have to put spruce underneath because the path block is 1 pixel less than a full block. So you can see the underlying block on here. I've changed it on some of them. I swear. Where? Nope. Okay. Somewhere here. I changed. So that just makes it look a little bit better. It's a real big pain in the butt to go around and do all this, and I do have to end up stringing a lot of the stuff because since we are in this biome, if you don't put string on top of everything, then it just gets covered in snow, and then all your work really, isn't visible. But I just wanted to stop in and show the progress. I will be. See, there you go. Do I have any string on me? I don't. Um, but I'm gonna head back to another time lapse. I have my design finished, kind of, for my rough sketch for how I want everything laid out. But I'm gonna get to work on that, and hopefully I will be done in a day or two, and then we can figure out what's next. So as you saw in the time lapse, I added in a whole bunch more villages and got rid of the pile of beds over here. I wanted the village to still feel like a Minecraft village, so I took the snowy village biome houses that would normally generate, and I just made a couple modifications, changed some blocks here or there, just to give it a little bit better feel and everything. And I almost finished doing all of the paths. I'm sure I'll be finding blocks like that for a long time, but I've strung all the paths and I've put the blocks underneath the slabs and all of that stuff. But I might do a little bit more lighting up. It's not too much of an issue since we have a mob switch, and once we upgrade to 1.18, any non-zero light block will be safe anyway. But I added in a bunch of custom trees too. That's really, I'm pretty happy with how they look overall. I wanted to kind of give some of the paths like a little bit of a little not claustrophobic, but kind of closed in like feel to it. So if you walk down here, this is where some of the old houses are. I didn't touch at all. This was like an original house in the village, and hello, sir. The villagers have a real hard time dealing with um, just snow layers. For some reason, they don't. They think they can just pathfind like through it, and they hit their head all the time. But and this is another place down here. The smoker was one of the original houses in the village when we overtook it. But I really like the trees and the path, and I think it's really coming along quite well. Uh, I was showing it at night because I think it looks really good at night, and I've been doing a little bit more like texturing of snow blocks around here, trying to smooth out some of the like slopes and everything. I'm not sure how much more I will do of that, but I something I've been trying to do is make the village feel a lot more cohesive and not just have like a build here, a build there, and just have these isolated builds. So I've been trying to work on tying things together and make it feel a little bit more like a village, and that's going to continue in the future. I have some big plans. I didn't really change any of the stuff down here. This used to be our old trading area, so we have our various jobs and everything around here. I'm a really not a fan of having like just the villager stall like jail like setups, and villagers are a real big pain in the butt to work with, but I don't know, it's a challenge I'm up for. Let me fly up here and we'll get a look at the town. There we go. So it snowed a couple times already. I haven't put any of the snow on the trees or anything, just natural snowfall, and it doesn't really look that great from up here. I don't like how the snow looks at the top. If you look at the map, it just looks like a. Oh, I haven't actually updated the map. Let's update the map. So, oh man, I actually don't know. I should keep. No. That's fine. So I'm going to update the maps. Pop off. Come on. Yeah, so you see the trees don't really show up at all on the maps at all. They just. Where's the next? There we go. There's one. And that one. And. Oh, yeah, that should be all of them. You really can't see anything on the maps. It kind of. The trees just, are covered up with snow, so they don't really show up at all. It's a shame. But the greenhouse is also all finished. So now there's no more snow up here or anything. And that looks nice inside. I might add more lights in here too, so it's kind of lit up at night. It'll look nice. But my daughter's finishing this build. She's got all her supplies. I had to move them when I was building. I know they're not going to open up now. Oh. But all of these shulker boxes are filled with the things that she needs to finish all the work inside here and make it into a finished building. Well, so I definitely didn't get this done before 1.18 came out. It's been out for a couple days now, but there's still going to be some time before we change or update our server to 1.18. I still have some decisions to make and how we're going to handle some things. And I've mentioned before that my daughter and I are probably going to do a soft reset where we leave all of our gear and go off to some new area, and and then have a normal survival experience out there for a while. And that'll probably not happen until like Christmas, until she's on break for school and everything. But I'm happy with everything. Thanks for watching, and if you guys have any more ideas about how to tie things in and add little things to make it feel like a more lived-in village, I'd love to hear it. Leave it down in the comments. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.